Hey everyone, it's Mary Ann from the New York City Organization of Public Service Retirees. I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. Yesterday we had some little audio trouble, but I want to try to run through what is 1096, the bill that's in City Council to help protect a Medicare eligible person's Medicare benefits that have been in effect for the last 60 years, why it's funded and where it's funded and how and why it doesn't, of course, interfere with collective bargaining, because this guy keeps telling the council and everybody else that'll listen it violates collective bargaining, and it doesn't. We've already done that video. Retirees are not in unions. Unions don't represent current retirees. They could only negotiate for those people in their union and their current workers' future retirement benefits, but they no longer represent a current retiree. They had a duty to protect current retirees because they knew they were vulnerable, except this guy with a bunch of others decided he was going to steal from current retirees to finance active workers. And we have to keep calling that out for what it is. But let's focus today on Intro 1096 because that's why we're here. Intro 1096 is a bill that was drafted by us, of course, and it was to be able to protect our Medicare. So in reading what the bill says, this is the bill right here, 12-126. I'm sorry. Oops, I think this is the wrong tab. Nope, I got it. So in this bill, Intro 1096, it says right here, be enacted as follows. Declaration of legislative findings and intent. The council hereby finds and declares as follows. It is the policy of the City of New York, of this council, to preserve traditional Medicare and the choice of Medicare supplemental plan and not diminish healthcare benefits. The council states it is critical to protect the vested health insurance coverage and contributions of city retirees against any diminishment in order to ensure full access to health care and to minimize the need for emergency room and Medicaid expenditures. The council also recognizes that city retirees earned and paid for their benefits and were made promises during their employment, including the summary program descriptions of what benefits that they would be provided during their retirement. Now, remember, that summary program description book comes out every single October. If you're an active worker, you used to get it in a booklet form. Now it's most likely just a PDF form on the OLR website. But that book is considered a legal document, and it tells you what you're entitled to when it comes time for healthcare and what plans are available and what those plans offer. And the court has also agreed with retirees that was a governing document that we relied on. This is why we have won 11 times in court across 3 different courts with 3 unanimous appeals decisions. It's not because Henry wants people to think that we're doing something wrong. They broke the law, and a judge had reasonable information to extrapolate that they broke the law, that there was a promise made to retirees, they relied on it, and if anything was changed at this point since they're retired, it would be to their detriment. That's not something we're making up. We've had that now affirmed in 3 different courts. So to continue, the council further finds that eligibility for retiree health coverage is provided pursuant to the terms of 12-126 of the Administrative Code of the City of New York and the summary program description. We're going to get to 12-126 in a second, but I want to show you what this bill does. The local law recognizes that the protections of vested retiree health coverage provided in 12-126 of the Administrative Code of the City of New York have repeatedly come under attack by different administrations, leaving city retirees who earned and paid for these benefits to turn to the council every single time for protection. And that even goes back to like the Koch administration. The council recognizes that city retirees loyally serve this city with the promise of specific health care benefits in retirement, and it also recognizes that a material change in those health coverage benefits may prevent city retirees from seeking medical care because of financial hardship. Further, the City Council finds that many public employers have offered their retirees choices of insurance plans to supplement their Medicare policies. These offered choices are made in accordance with the summary plan descriptions that public employers provide their employees and retirees. And in our book, there's 3. There's Emblem Senior Care, there's Anthem Medicare Related, and there's DC 37's Med Team Senior Care, which is also like a GHI. It's a GHI plan, basically, Emblem plan, and that is just for DC 37 retirees. Under federal law, a summary plan description governs health insurance, healthcare benefits, and the levels of these benefits that employees and retirees receive. And these employees and retirees should be able to rely on this information. Some of these plans for retirees serve as Medicare supplemental plans, also known as Medigap policies, in that they only pay for 20% of the cost of a medical appointment or service after Medicare pays its statutorily required 80%. And that's our senior care. Senior care only pays 20% of the bill. Unlike you, the active worker, it pays for 100% of your health care. So if you're on the GHI plan or the HIP HMO plan or whatever plan you're on as an under 65 retiree or an active worker, your health insurance only pays for 100% of your care. It pays for the full kit and caboodle. If you're a Medicare retiree, your city plan only pays for 20%. We are the least expensive cost to the city. And no, the unions don't pay for our health care. I don't care what Henry says, a Medicare eligible retiree, the city pays for our health benefits, not the union. Okay, continuing. A retiree is then able to see any health care provider throughout the United States, including its possessions and territories, as long as the provider accepts Medicare, and more than 95% of healthcare providers throughout the United States accept Medicare. These Medicare supplemental plans or Medigap plans entrust medical decisions to the physician or other healthcare provider of employees and retirees. However, many public employers have implemented or proposed implementing new modalities of health insurance for employees and retirees. And these proposals include the imposition of health maintenance organizations, HMOs, for employees and Medicare Advantage plans, MAPs, for retirees. These plans have been found to reduce healthcare consumers' access to necessary medical care due to protracted pre-authorization procedures and frequently have forced them to stop using their longtime healthcare providers if these providers do not choose to become part of these plans' network. Accordingly, these healthcare consumers are at increased risk of delaying their care or relying on urgent care or emergency room use, Medicaid, or all of these. This puts their health at increased risk and results in costlier care. Now, this is where the law starts, right here. This is our proposed law. Section 12-126 of the Administrative Code of the City of New York is amended by adding a new subdivision E. Now, remember this, subdivision E, a little E, as follows. E1, the city shall not diminish health insurance coverage provided to city retirees and their dependents, or the contributions the city makes for such health insurance coverage below the level of benefits or contributions made on behalf of such city retirees and their dependents by the city as of December 31 of 2021. And why is this important? Because what Henry is not telling you guys, if you're an active worker, please listen to this. Henry, every time you guys get a copay or a deductible, it's a backdoor premium. You are paying for your raises in backdoor premiums by giving up your health care. So this is why this is important, okay? And December 31st is the day before Henry, for the first time in 60 years, on this very low-paid retiree population, imposed a $15 copay on every single medical service, basically amounting to a car payment. I've always said to you, my pension's $35,000 a year. Retirees make way less than me, though. We have retirees that make, on 2/3 of DC 37 retirees make under $35,000. 1/3 of them make under 12. So it's important to protect this population, because if they do this, if they're successful at this, and they keep doing this, eventually we won't be able to afford going to the doctor at all. And so what was the point of years of loyalty, paying union dues, hoping that the union would keep us strong and whole for our retirement when they go to rob us blind when we are retired? It makes no sense. We need good, strong unions. He is not that. Little number 2, for the purposes of this subdivision, the term diminish means to cause any change in healthcare offered that could potentially make it harder for city retirees residing anywhere in the United States, including its territories and possessions, to access their healthcare than before such change was made. These changes include, but are not limited to, increasing the cost of such healthcare, subjecting city retirees to Medicare Advantage plans, or any managed care plan, or any form of privatization of a public health benefit, Medicare, requiring them to use healthcare providers only from pre-designated panels or networks, or requiring them to wait for pre-authorization for medical procedures that are recommended by their healthcare providers. That is the proposed law. Now, does that sound absolutely horrible to you? I don't think so. I think anyone in their right mind would say, you know what? This is a good thing, and there should be no reason why we won't do this. So it would help preserve your healthcare, right? This sounds like a smart thing to do. Now, I want to show you the law, where, remember, I just said to you that this bill would create a little letter E. So now let's go to 12-126. This is the administrative code. New York Code, health insurance coverage for city employees, persons retired from city employment and their dependents of such employees and retirees. You see right here, section 12-126, health insurance coverage for city employees, persons retired from city employment and dependents of such employees and retirees. And then it goes into definition, what an employee is, what a retiree is, okay? Scroll down a little bit more, what a dependent is, what health insurance coverage means. And then it starts to talk about the law. Here's number one. The city will pay the entire cost of health insurance coverage for city employees, city retirees, and their dependents, not to exceed 100% of the full cost of HIP HMO on a category basis. HIP HMO is the benchmark. Category basis is individual and family. And you see those rates typically on your rate sheets when you look at OLR's website. Now, if you keep scrolling down, so that's the law. The city has to pay. It doesn't say Henry will pay. It doesn't say Michael will pay. It doesn't say DC 37 pays. It doesn't say sanitation pays. It says the city will pay the full cost of health insurance coverage up to that HIP HMO, right? We're going to get into the HIP HMO being suppressed in a whole nother video, but I want to show you, if you scroll down, okay, we have a little letter C down here. You have a little letter D down here. And right down here, we would put little letter E. little letter E. Ooh, did that not come in? Hold on. Okay, so here's the law. I totally screwed that one up, right? So down here at the bottom of the law is this would be D, C, D, E. E would be where our law would go. Our law, if it got passed, right? That's the cool thing about it. Right here, this is the whole law. Administrative Code 12-126, right? AB, down here. Oops, scroll down. C, D, and then right here would be E. So when Henry says, when Henry says that the bill isn't funded, of course it is funded. The city will pay the full cost of health coverage. A, B, C, D, E. Our bill would then be put at the bottom of the bill with a little letter E that says, you're preserving a floor, what's been in place for 60 years. We're not asking for more. We're just saying, don't give us less than what we were promised and what we have. And see, the whole reason why Henry keeps saying that the bill violates collective bargaining, no. What it does is it prevents him from stealing from us any further. It prevents him from liquidating our health benefits, reducing our care. Because I'm telling you right now that today, while they impose these $15 copays on us, 12-126 prevents premium from being passed on to any employee or any retiree. But anytime your union is telling you you have a new copay or new deductible, they transferred backdoor premium to you. You are paying. You are paying because he negotiated that for you. You are paying the whole thing. And today your copay might be $15. Tomorrow it might be $50. You might have a $3,000 deductible or a $5,000 deductible. Your copay next year might be $50, $100, $150. Your copay for your hospital today is $350. Tomorrow it might be $1,000. And that's because this guy keeps putting these things in place as a savings to fund your contract. So you got a 3% raise or a 2% raise, but guess what? You paid for it in copays and deductibles. This is why 1096 needs to pass, to stop him from robbing from retirees, passing costs on to us, and lying to all of us. This bill must be passed, because if it doesn't, he's going to keep doing this. And if active workers let this happen to a current retiree, today they're coming after us. Tomorrow they're coming after you. Please read the bill. Don't just listen to him. Read 1096. When this video finishes uploading, I will put in the chat, I will put in the description the link to 12-126, or just Google New York City Administrative Code 12-126. Then go and read on the New York City Council website. Go to New York City Council legislation, go to legislation, put 1096 in there, and you will see this bill. Read the bill, read the law. They go together. They protect you from diminishment, which anyone in their right mind would want. He's not protecting us. He's robbing from us blind and passing costs onto each and every one of us in the form of deductibles and copays, and that's called a backdoor premium. We know that because when we looked at the rate sheets, the premiums to the city are coming down every time they pass another cost onto you. Have a great day, everyone. I think I did that in 15 minutes. Ciao.
Don't speak what you don't understand. The truth is not in your command. Don't shout about what you think is fake. The decision isn't yours to make. Don't lie about the way things are. Tall tales will take you very far. Don't scoff when they say it's the end. In this life, you know you can't pretend. The days pass by, baby, set in stone. But it's not too late now for you to change your tone.